Okay. And but before that, any question so far? Name is order. Okay, because I'm going to create a order. So what are the methods? First one is like, I want to read all orders. Okay, so that means method is equal to, first I'm writing like, read all orders. Okay, so that means method is what is the method?
Get.
Get. Okay, so URL will be, it should be look like this. Okay, so let's say http, okay, // IP /port / let's say order. So this one. So I'm not going to, so this we know it's a constant, so I'm removing this one. Okay, just for, instead of saying URI or URI, it's like this. Order /order is nothing but my order. So that means resource name is same with the /order like this. Okay, and there is no body because I'm reading. Okay, now I wanted to read an order for a given ID. If I know ID, I want to read only order, that order details only. Okay, so method, it should be, again it's a read, so that's why I'm saying it's a method is get. Okay, and URI will be, it's like this, /order /ID. I will put it like this, ID. So in actual it will be order 1 2 3 something like that. Getting right? So it returns, okay, here I need to write returns, let's say XML data or JSON data. XML or JSON. Let's say the structure is also I'm giving now. Let's see. So I need like order. Let's say if I'm going with the JSON now. Okay. So ID I should get like this. ID, I'm expecting this data. So everything should come in mind, and we'll put it generally in the nodes. Okay, when we develop, so that before coding we'll understand what we are doing. Okay, so it's 1 2 3 something, or if it is a string, use it something like this string. Okay, order ID, order name. Okay, let's say logistics or okay, and date, order date. Okay, I'm giving like date. Okay, so 4. Okay, and the product ID, SKU. Product ID is nothing but generally everyone calls it as a SKU. SKU is nothing but product ID. Say prod 1 2 3. I'm giving like this quantity. There are many fields will be there, but I'm just giving like some fields. Let's say 1, cost, price. Okay, I need like this data. Okay, price is let's say 1.5 for the simplicity. Okay, I'm expecting my structure is like this. Okay, so return type is this one, or XML or JSON. We need return type. Okay, so in database we have something like all the data. Now get an order. So if I'm get orders, right, I should get list, right? So all orders. Okay, so in that case my structure should be like this. It's an orders list of, are you getting? It should be an array, document list. Basically in case of web methods, it's a list, an array. Is it clear what I'm talking about this one? Okay. Similarly, so you have to think what I'm doing. Okay. So don't go with a blindly. It will be like this. So it's an array because we are getting all orders. So this is one order, maybe two orders, maybe 3, 4, 5, unlimited. So it's an order list. Okay. Now this time I'm getting only one order because I'm giving an ID. I will get only one order. It is not a list. It's just one order. Okay. Returns. Okay. I can say only one. So this is my order. Okay. So this is done. Now read all orders, create orders. So create order. Only one order at a time I wanted to create. I don't want like multiple orders to be created. So we may sometimes need multiple orders to be created. Okay. But here I'm going with only one order. Okay. So in that case, method. What is method? Create order.
Post.
Okay. And URI is okay. It will be slash order only. My resources only. Resource. There is no slash 1, 2, 3 like that. So it's a order. Okay. And request will be we have to send a request because I'm creating the data. Okay. So some data should be sent. So whether it's maybe JSON or XML. Okay. So it will be like this. So this is my create, and return is sometimes you can send anything. Okay. Return type. So in all the cases, return data is there and HTTP status will be there. Okay. Which is 200. In this case, status is 200 because you are reading. Here also you are reading. So returns this one. Status is HTTP status. I think you know codes, status codes. You remember, right? I given 200, 404 is yeah. So in case of create, okay, this create is created. Response is so in all the cases it's not written response. I will change the name as response. Okay. So response is again the same data. Once it is created, right? Many people says like no, here whatever is created, I will send you the same response. Okay, same data. So created, whatever is created, we'll send it the same response. Okay, and the status HTTP status is for create. What is the status? We'll use not 200. We'll use 201. 201 is a status code. Okay. If it is created, that means created. Okay, created. This is also anyone can ask. HTTP status post. Okay, for create. Okay, so for this is clear, right? Okay, delete. Sorry, create, update. Now update. Update is nothing but again you can say put because you are updating entire data. Update order. So again I'm using all the same data, but HTTP code is 200 now. So instead of put, it will be put. Okay, and it will be 200. Okay, and one more is update only, but partial update. Okay, update partially. Okay, so again in this case we'll have same, but here patch will be there. Okay, so few data, anything you can update. Okay, in this case the response will be again 0. Okay, now F one is last one is like delete. Okay, so delete, you know, ID. There is no need of okay. In case of put, okay, you have to see. In case of create, right, there won't be any order slash order ID. But in case of put, you should have a order ID, because you know you are replacing, right? So at that time, you know ID. Basically, how it works is, let's see. In any projects, how it works is like get, you'll have an ID. Okay, when you're creating, so here creating an order, first time you are creating an order, new, not first time, it's a new order. In the request, ID will not be there. Okay, ID, because when creating, right, so at the time we don't know the ID of that order. Okay, we'll say like, hey, I wanted to create logistics with order dates, queue, and all those things. In the response, you will get an ID. That means when we are inserting into a database, right, we will generate an ID, will insert into that, will be sent in the response. Are you getting?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So in case of update, we know, like, you know, which order I am going to update. I know the order ID. So that's why in case of put, ID should be there in the path param. This one is clear, right? Put, there will be an ID. Okay, and in case of partially update, yes, I need ID again. Okay, because I'm going to partially update. The order is already created. I know ID, I have that ID with me. Okay, so they should, consumer should send this ID. Okay, so in the request body also it is there. Okay, here also in the put case also ID will be there. Here also ID response will be there. Okay, in case of delete, okay, so method will be like this. It's a delete. Okay, we know which order I am going to delete. So what is the order ID? So that's why we need ID here. Okay, so request, there is no need of body, but the response, in many projects what we do is, so whatever the data is deleted, right, record, that record data we will send in response, so that if consumer wants to, you know, do something with the data, they can do. Okay, the status will be again so it will be 200. Okay, are you getting? So for this order, just generally one order, so we are going to do all these things and just copy paste so that you can know what is going on. But when you after 2 days, no, after 2 or 3 days, you will forget everything. Okay, so that is why you have to read. With my experiences, no, even after 2 days, if you ask me about rest or any topics, we're not able to remember anything in IT world. Every day when you follow with experience, you can remember. Okay, this is not like a math or physics. Okay, now how to develop it? So I'm going to start with, so I'm working with, I think everyone knows now. So I'm reading from the database, I'm querying, right? So I need adapter services. Correct? Everyone knows that. Let's say order is created, already there. I will create something new order. Okay, so let's see, use test2. Okay, create order ID char of 20. I will create few fields. Order, so this one is name, I can say it's a name. And skew order date also I will use it like an integer, a string only. Okay, SKU and quantity. It's SKU quantity. I'm taking all in string only. There is some issue with the integer, right? So we'll see later. Quantity and price. Okay, so all are silent. Create table. Okay, table is created. I'm going with select star from table. Select star from order. Okay, 0 records. Yeah, this no something error is string. Select start from order. Syntax error. Okay, shows.
Order is keywords.
Okay, order one. Let's say order.
Order is rest services.
Let me create order. Yes, just creating a test. Created. Let's go test. Okay.
Nothing.
Okay, so 0 records. Now it started. Let me go to yeah. Let me. I'm going to create a new package. Order demo. Let's create a folder called order demo. Okay, now we need like docs. We know like document docs, input docs and output docs, because if you look at this one, I need receive input data, output data. Okay, so docs is my folder. Okay, so doc is one, and let's say I will say adapter services. We know folders, adapter, and I can say one is REST services, right? So we'll call it as a web services only. Okay, web services, or I can say services also. Okay, and flow services, I will create flow services. We need flow services also. Graphic flow services, so I can say flow services. Okay, so folders I created. I know all my adapters will go here, docs will go here. Okay, so what I will do is, I know like my request and response. This is document list. This one is my doc. Correct, right? So what I will do is, so I will create a document for this one. So manually I can create, or what I can do is I'll go and save this one as a JSON. Okay, like order dot JSON. Just creating this one. Okay, I will save it. Okay, so I can go here, my document, right? Document type. So let's say order doc. I can say right now this time I will use. We know like anything, right? XML, DTD, XML. This time I thought like use JSON. Okay, this is not mandatory. You can create manually also. You're getting right? To create a REST services, it is not mandatory you have to use JSON or XML, or you can create none and you can go and create everything. Okay, but I'm just using JSON. I hope everyone is getting this one, like order, right? Next, so I'm creating this one. Okay, something issue with my JSON message here. So this one is correct or not? Somewhere I did. Oh yeah, I know. Where is the issue? Here there is a comma. So I will use double quotes here also. I'll use comma. Okay. It's the comma is missing here. Okay. I will take back. Browse. Okay. Finish. So order is created. This way also I can do. Right? Everyone knows this one. Any questions here?
No, sir.
Okay.
No,
So,
sir.
but for one of the requirement, what we need is list, right? I need a list. Okay. So this is only one order. What I'm going to do is now I will create a one more document called as orders or orders doc. So this time none. What I will do is I will use a reference. Okay. So I can say like first field is called document list. Okay. Our document list, is there any reference is there? Document list reference is there. Okay. So let me document list reference. Okay. So I'm going to use my previous doc order doc, which is my order. Okay. So order is nothing but it's a list. This one is now list. Okay. Document reference list. Clear, right? Everyone? Okay. Now this one is doc. Now, so there are, I wanted to create a REST service, right? So this step is actually not required. Adapter services are not required. But in actual project, we do all these adapter services and all. Okay. But let me start from web services. Right click. What I am doing is here, if I see there is a REST resource is there. Okay. So here I will say my REST resource is orders. Resource name. I have to specify resource name. So order. So order is a keyword. So I'm using orders. Okay. My resource name is orders. So order. I can use order also. Let's see. Okay. Create order, delete order, update order, like that. Next. It is asking like the empty REST resource. So first time is what we do is we'll see like how I'm developing. Then I will explain you what is going on here. So empty resource and generate JSON API template. I will select these two. So document type based REST service also you can select because we already created document. You can use the document based. But first I will do is like this: empty REST resource generate JSON API URL template. When we say this URL template, what will happen is it creates some other folders. It creates, it's an order template. So this is order, which is a resource configuration. We call it as a resource configuration. This says, what it says is, if your URL is /order, that means it's a get. This one, order. So get order. So it reads, you can read all the orders. And this one is, if you see here, the given, it automatically mapped service. It's already given this get all orders. So that means it is here, right? Not service here. Get all orders. So whenever a request comes, postman or consumer, basically from the consumer /order. This one, if comes here with a get, right? With a get order, with a get, the request is goes to all orders. Here, if whatever the logic is implemented, it will execute. Are you getting? The request will be routed to here. Get all orders. Okay. So if you see input, there is no input because we know, right? Get all orders. There is no input, and output it will be there. So here you wanted your structure output orders. So you wanted a list. So you can, if you want, you can place this like this: orders. So this is my output. So here some output is given, ID and orders is there. Okay, so output. So I think I should remove this one here. I should drag and drop here under. No, here it will not come. So this one is orders. Okay, so this is my orders. Are you getting? So what is happening is when we invoke, let's say using postman or something, okay, or consumer application, if they send this request, okay, there is no ID. Okay, there is no ID. If I send like this with a get method, so in web methods we created 5 flow services. So 5, 1, 2, 3, something. So this flow service will be executed. Are you getting? Understood what is happening? This is a resource configuration. It automatically created. I will explain how it created automatically. Let me go to this one. I'm deleting again. Nothing was there. Yes, delete everything. Come on, delete. Let me delete entire folder itself. Yeah, so I'm creating again. Okay, just for understanding. Web services. What I am doing is rightly new
REST service.
REST service. So we'll go through this one. This one is also we'll talk about later. But I'm talking about REST resource. Okay, so this is my order resource. We have to give the name of the resource. Whatever the resource name we are giving, order. So let's order is my resource. I'm giving order here. If it is a customer resource, customer create, delete, update I'm doing, then customer like that. Then now order. Here empty REST resource. Use generate JSON API URL templates. Using these two, I click finish. Okay, it
Create an XML format. Here JSON option only there.
JSON template. Yes, it actually XML also will come, but it's a JSON format is saying. Okay, so it's actually this format. So this whatever is talking, right? This is like a JSON format, JSON template, but is actually both. It supports both XML as well as JSON. Okay, so we have an order ID. So these are the URLs. Okay, we talked about this one is one URI, like no, this one is URL, right? So this one is one. This is like that. We have order URLs, right? For each, so if order URL is coming like this /order and the method is get, it will call this one get all orders, so which is created under this flow service. So get all orders, this will be executed. Okay, right now it is empty, but this will write the logic here, it will be executed here. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
So if suppose let's say a URL is coming like this /order curly braces ID, so it will be replaced with 1 2 3. Okay, and the get method, it calls get order by UID. So that means here this one will be executed. This logic will write our implementation, whether we need to go to the database, fetch the data, do some transformation using map services. Okay, all those logic we will write it here. Okay, and if the /order post is coming, okay, so this will create execute the order, add order. So add order, this one, it will execute whatever the logic we write here, right? That will be executed. Okay, that is order. So like /order ID with a delete method, it will go and execute this delete order by UID. This method will be executed like that. This one. So suppose let's say we have a get method, post method, delete, patch, but there is no put method, means update. So if you want to add that method also, you can go and add this one. Okay, so it expects the URL. So URL is nothing but order. URL is order, but I need to create some flow service here. So the service name is need to be given here. So for that, what I'm doing is first I'm creating a, are you getting what I'm doing? So if I had to add a post method, a put method, okay, it expecting the URI, so I can give, but expecting the service name. That is in a flow service name. So that is not created. So I can go and create my method flow service, which is nothing but get update order. I will say this is update order. What is that? Is it flow service? Oh, it's okay. I'm selected that one. Okay. So I had to go to the order demo. So web service order here. Okay. I'm creating my order here. The name is update order. Okay. Empty flow service. Later I will configure the input and output. But now if I go here, I wanted to add my post put method. I can slash order service. So here update order. Okay, I can use if I wanted to, or I can use update order by put and post also. I can use the same. Okay, I can use it also. Put method is right there, so I can use. So only one method is sufficient. So whatever I created, I can remove that. This one is I created, I will remove it. Okay, let it. Are you getting? How can I create a REST resource? So when we create a REST resource, it automatically generates some of the services. So this basically resource configuration is the one. It's a kind of router. Router means like I get the URL like this with the get method. It routed to this get all orders flow service like that. Are you getting so far? Any idea?
Yes, sir.
Any questions? No, right? Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. So let's see. This is my service. I'm not going to create order, database, everything. Let us see if I can. If I get this request method, this get all orders executing or not. Okay. So just to test. So if I request is coming here or not. So for that, what I'm doing is I'm just adding a debug log just to see my REST service is working or not. Okay, here I just mentioned received request for get all orders. Okay, I just click OK. Let me this one is automatically it will be saved in my what call integration server. How can I test this one? Okay, so if this only method you can run it, but I want a REST service, right? So how to call this REST service, that we will see now. I'm going with the Postman http colon localhost because it's running in my local host. We know integration server is running 555. Here I'm calling a REST service, right? REST v2. We have to use REST v2. This is a URL. Okay, and the URL. So this is order, right? Resource name is order. So we have to give order. That's it. If I give that order, okay, it's saying 401. What is 401? So 401 is unauthorized, right? Access denied is saying. Okay, so we need to go to the authorization. Here we need to give
AC code.
and you have to give administrator and password. Okay, so this time I give. So I got 200. Okay, response I got it, but I got the HTML response as HTML. Okay, but I don't want HTML, I want JSON message. Okay, how can I get my JSON message? So that for that, in the header I will write it accept as application slash JSON. If I do like this, so my output is null. So we are not coded anything. I got this response back. So, okay, if I go to my integration server logs, I just want to see like if data is coming or not. Okay. How can I check the integration logs? You already know, right? So let me go to demo. Sorry, software AG.
Integration server instance.
Default
Log.
logs.
Server log.
If I go here and see receive request for get all. Okay, so that means request whenever I'm hitting this one. So this is a keyword we have to use. This is not a keyword in other technologies, but web methods. What web method says is you have to use REST v2 slash and your resource name. Are you getting? So whenever you develop any REST service in web methods, it will be like this: REST v2 slash order. I click again. I got my again. It's reloaded. Third time data is received. Okay, so that means request is received. I need to write my logic here. Are you getting? So all my logic, like get the data, do some transformations and all those logic I need to do here. Let's say next one, get order by ID. Here also let me put it logs. What I'm doing is I will copy this path. Okay, I'll go to here message. I'll say like no received again start received request for I just used. Okay, like this. Get orders. Okay, let me use remove everything. Request for get orders. And also I will put a double quote so the star so that I should know this is my request. Something. It's not necessary you have to put it star. Okay, I'm just giving for my convenient. I wanted to see like logs are written that is with stars. So those are my logs like that. Okay, I saved it. Now I know like get order by ID. So let's say if I click this one, okay, still it will go to first service only. The one we get all orders only it will request. Okay, but if I put it like slash, we know like get all given ID. Okay, slash order 1 2 3, then I should get only one response. So the response we have to work on this response part. Still we have not get the response. We have to do the coding. Okay, we have not done that coding so far. Okay, so let's say if I'm giving 1 2 3, I got the response. Still we have not done complete coding, but we'll do now. If I go to my logs, received request for get order by UID. Are you getting? So it because of this 1 2 3, it went to our this one get order by UID. So that means this ratios it received to this ratios. Okay, and it routed because of this one, and a method name is get. It is routed to this service get order by UID. Are you getting? Okay.
Sir.
Okay. Similarly, if I go to the delete, okay, so delete is if I see here, get delete by order ID. So here it is there. So even if I log here, I can see like I got the request for delete. received request for delete order by ID. Okay, so I can put it something like star at the end. It's to just to know it's my logs. Okay. So spelling mistake. So if I see, like, if I say again get method, delete and get is almost URL will be same, right? So read, if I see like order ID. Okay, so if I send like this, it again because of its get, it will load only. It says like hey, receive request for get only, not for the delete. But if I change it from get to delete, if I send the request, we need to implement more. But here if I go to the logs, okay, receive request for delete order ID. Are you getting? Okay, so is it clear so far? Any questions here? So that means how to create a REST service, basic REST service. We need to implement the logic, many things. Okay, but simple logic is how to create is simply rightly go to resources, give the resource name. Next, if you select this one and generate so template, but that resource it will create all these services, and the resource template will be created so that it will be routed. Now inside that, whatever the services created, you write your logic to like logic in the sense like you wanted to create a database, insert into database. That logic, add orders. In this logic, you will write you have adapter services you create. That adapter service you drag and drop here and map it. The request you will map it so that it will go and insert into the database. Is that clear? Similarly, delete also. Okay, clear, right? So far, it's
Yes,
easy,
sir.
right? It's
Yes,
easy.
sir.
In web methods, it's easy. Now you know everything. You have to combine your logic and develop yourself. Okay. So if it is go to Java.NET, you need lot of things to do. But in web methods, it's very easy. Simple 2 steps process. Okay. Now let's see few things to know. If I go to the order ID, right? Order. So it expects input. There will be an input. Add order saying ID, and output is ID. But actually, we need add order is nothing but some structure I need to send, right? So I need to send a data. So this data to be sent. Okay. So we can add here that structure so that we can get the data and we can use it. If I go to the get orders, we will start with get all orders. Let me close all first. There are a few things you need to see input outputs. If I see get order by ID, so when you go to the training, right, what he did is he implemented like database services and all. Okay, he was not explaining about database services or logic. Okay, so he was talking about only this one, and he is dragging and dropping here and there. That causes you confusion. Okay, let's open it. Once started, we'll see like how this ID we will get it. So if I look at this one, right, so we are sending this ID. How we get it? That ID my inside my flow service. I should get this ID, right? So to get the to read the order details, how can I get it? What is the structure? What is standard we need to implement? Similarly, here delete also. How can we get it? Started, connect, yeah, store. So order demo web services. If you see this one, first one is this one, order ID. If I go to this, what is this one? Get order by UUID. Get order by UUID. If I click here, so here if you see ID in the input output tab, ID is there. Okay, so that ID, like I wanted like get order ID, read ID. So this ID, path ID, exactly the ID is name same as here ID. Okay, so it will be mapped, whatever the request is coming here, this ID automatically mapped to input of this flow service ID. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay, suppose that one. So output is here saying that ID is returning, but actually we need our output also here, because we are reading the data and you're returning this response. So in the output here, because this is my get order services, I need to add my document. So get order by ID, right? So it's only one order, so I will add like this order. So I'm returning ID order, this one. So this one is implemented now. So we will go and implement the logic. Similarly, get all orders. So we know like get all orders. How if get all orders is this one. Okay, there is no ID is there. If I go to get all orders, my input, there will not be any ID. Okay, so they are not given ID also here. But my output, I need a list, right? So here I drag and drop orders. This is a list. Okay, it contains orders list. Okay, clear, right? Now similarly, if I go with the create order, okay, I need this request and the response will be there, and there is no ID. Okay, so if I go here, this is create order, there is no ID. Post add orders are there, so add orders here. If I see here, only input is there, so this add order ID is given, but input and output is given generally, but ID is not required. So we need order as a my input. Okay, so order, and the output is also same order. Okay, order. I just added. Clear this one? Okay, now add order. So similarly, delete. So if I go to delete, I need slash ID is there. So exactly ID, if I go here, it should be there. Yes, input output ID is there. Output is I deleted, right? Order. So I need order. I'm using order. Is my structure. So saying once it is deleted, I will map these details and I will send it like that. Okay. Now, similarly, this one is patch. Patch is nothing but what is an update order by UID. So both having this ID, right? So this one is put. So there is some issue with this one. I need to edit. Put is also I need like slash ID. It should be ID, right? Put. For put also we need ID. So this ID, this are. So you can add these two like this, or what I can do is I will delete this one because both are calling the same mapped services. I will remove this one. What I'm doing is here the patch only. I will go edit. I will select put also, so that both will be there because my input structure is same and it's calling the service also same. So I can write it like this. Are you getting this one? Are you there? Are you getting this one?
Sir, explain again, sir.
Okay. So previously, let's say it was like this. Okay. And I have added one patch which is /order /id. Okay, I know my flow service is update order by ID, and I used like this. It was like this. So if you see this order ID and order ID both are same, you can leave as it. This also it works perfectly. Okay. And if you see this, my input is get order by ID. This implementation is this one, update order by ID, flow service name. Here also update order by ID. Both are same. Okay. So in that case, what you can do is instead of writing 2 lines, this will work. 2 lines are also valid, correct only. I can remove this one because everything is same, right? I can go and add my put also here like this. You got it, Meghna?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have
Sir,
done
for
this.
patch and put, we should take update.
Patch and put both are update only, right? Patch is nothing but it's replacing few services, a few fields. Put is it's completely replaces. Okay.
Yes.
So there I use update order by UID. You can implement separately also, or you can use one only. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now here in service, let's say first I will go with the get orders. Okay, and you know why I added this one output, right? Everyone knows why. Everyone got it, right? Why I added this one. Okay. Are you getting or confusion? Is there any confusion? Okay. Yeah, because no answer is coming, then I realize some issue is there. So you're not getting what I'm explaining. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So first thing is this URI URI or path param ID. You should think that no /order. So for this one, there is no /ID. Okay. So if I go to my get orders, get all orders, this one will execute it. Okay. Now I will go to input and outputs. In the input, for this all orders, I don't need ID. So that's why there is no ID input. Okay.
Sir, here harder doc and order docs, 2 are there. If we take one, what will happen?
Okay. So this order is nothing but one record. Okay. Orders is list.
List of the orders.
Okay. List of orders. Same order, but it's a array.
That is array, there is list. Okay.
Yeah. This one is simple doc. This one is a simple doc. Array list. List. I can say document is.
Private.
I click here. Document reference list. It's a list. Okay.
This document reference list.
Yeah. So get all orders. So this web methods, right, is not giving my orders. Okay. So I just drag and drop. This is my output. That's why I mentioned like the orders with all these things. Okay. Is it clear, Shiva? Now if I go with the second one, this one get method. So I'm expecting ID. This ID I need in my flow service, so that I can go and query the database basically. So that is ID should be there, and get orders by UID, right? Get orders by UID. So ID I needed. That's why I added in the input. Okay, it's automatically added. Web method is automatically added. Even if it is not added, I'm going to add this one string variable. I will drag and drop and okay. And my output I know it's one order, so that's why I drag and drop here. Okay. And web methods automatically adds this output and errors. We can ignore. These are not necessary. Okay, but we can ignore for now. Okay. Now similarly other things also. Okay. Now first I will implement get all orders. So this one I got it, this get all orders, right? So it goes to get all orders. So here there is no input, but I need all the orders. So in the tree structure, I just logged first. Now I'm going to query the database so that I can get a orders, correct? So I will implement my adapter services first. So in the training, no, he created all first orders and everything, and then just he created only this wrapper and he was explaining. But even in the development also, I will start with adapters only first. I will test it, my keep it ready adapters. Then I will come and implement all these things. Okay, but I'm going with a reverse way. First, I'm creating a REST service. I got this one. Now I'm going to the adapters. Are you getting what I'm explaining?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So order adapter. Yes. I'm selecting. Everyone knows these things. Adapter database. Okay. And now it's a select. Okay, you know all these templates. Custom template is custom SQL is there. Select, update, delete, you know, batch, you know, you remember, store procedure with signature, without signature, you know, execute service is also there, which is a template. You remember, maybe if anyone asks, dynamic SQL is also there. And so mainly you remember customer, dynamic, execute, store procedure. So rest you know already. Okay, I created after service. Why it's asking this service name?
You didn't select it.
You did not
Yeah.
select, sir.
Exactly. Yeah. So adapter services. So order adapter service. Next adapter service SQL select and this one select. Okay. Finish. Okay. Now I know the table is okay. Table we need to select. I'll go to test to customer and order underscore.
Order test.
Where class I will use, no, not where class. Where class is not required here. Okay, because this is I'm reading all the orders. Select, yeah, select all.
Select.
All these are selected. There is no where this is required. Adapter is required. I will save this one. I can go and test this one. Run in service. I just wanted all are running or not. There is no data. That's why it is
No
written in
data.
index. Yeah. So let me insert 2 records just to see like everything is working or not. Okay. So let me insert data. Insert into orders. So I can use values like ID, name, order date, SKU, quantity,
Price.
price, values of. So first one, name, logistics, something order date. Order date is I can give 2022-07-04. Okay, and SKU is 0001 to something like the product ID. Quantity 1, price is 10. So this also I need to use single quotes because I'm considering everything as a string. Yeah.
Select.
Inserted. If I select this one, okay, I got it one. So I will say like the order 2. Okay, so this one is, let's say, one more data I given, and this quantity is 15. So 2 records just inserting. Okay, now if I go to the adapter services, again I'm running this one, test run service. I got the 2 records. Okay, that's good. Now adapter service is running. Now I will go get all orders. I will drag here Okay, now my pipeline, I will go to pipeline. I select pipe. Now I got this output, right? Result. I wanted to add my pipeline output. So this is my orders. So this one, I will map it here. Document to document, document list to document list. Okay. Now I'm mapping. Wait, one. Select this also. So it's already mapped everything. So exactly name is there. That's why everything is mapped. Okay. Let's see if it's working or not. Okay. Now I've saved it. I will go to here again. So this time I wanted to get method, right? So I don't want this order ID. Okay. I'm get and this URL, it gives all the orders. I got the results. See, orders, order. So this is my list. Basically, if you see like result, it's not in the expected format. We want it in the exact format. But what is coming in orders, order, result. So result is returned. Result is mapped. Instead of result is mapped, that is the wrong way of implementation. What I can do is remove this one, delete. Delete. So we'll map it individual elements. Okay. Order date. Oh, order date is mapped with Q. Yeah. I'm saving this one. See, I got the result, which is, see, this is my order. Okay, it contains ID, order, order date. So this is first record and this is second record. Okay, still I can say like this are there. This one also we should remove, but that's okay. Now you got the output also, correct? Which is required format. Okay, so my order details, the REST service is done. Means like get all orders is implemented. Okay, now I can say I don't want this also. Okay, that's correct. So this one is also I will drop. Basically, I can do the drop of this one. So we don't need in the output because we already mapped the result to this one. Okay, I will test one more time to see the data is good. Yeah, data is good. Now I will go with the second operation, get order by ID. So here this one, get order by ID. So ID is there. Okay, so order by ID. So ID should match here. Okay, if it is not there, then we'll create it. Are you getting this one? Now in the tree,
Yes, sir.
I need to create an adapter service. Okay, to query the database. So I will go to the adapter service. Basically, this one is I will rename. Okay.
We can drag that mesh.
Yeah, first I will rename this one, saying that get all orders.
Orders.
So it will ask updates. Yes, you can do. Okay, what I'm doing is like make it a name, proper naming conventions here instead of giving something. Now what I will do is, now this one is get adapter services only. Here get order by
ID.
ID.
For each one, we have to create adapter service.
Adapter service only, but I'm using a naming convention proper. So this adapter, I know all whatever is there, those are adapter services. So instead of giving adapter service name, so properly giving. So get all orders. Are you getting? So just naming conventions. Okay. So select next one. So this one is also select. Okay. Now I will go to the select. I will sorry, table. I need to select the first table. Okay, and get orders. So this one is order list. Okay, I'm going with the select. I'm taking all the fields, but now this time where class I will add
ID.
Okay, so here if you want you can change the field name. I will give, instead of 1 I will use ID. Okay, I'm just renaming this input. Okay, and I can test this one if it is working or not. Adapter testing. So here I will go rightly, run as service, text with input, right? I can give ID is 1 or 2. I will give 2. I should get 1 record. So I got the result. Okay, so this result I'm getting, it's good. Now AWS service is working this one. Now what I can do is, like, get order by ID, right? Here I can drag and drop. Now input, I will go to the pipeline. So this ID, so because of this ID, right? So if I go to the tree here, that ID is there. So I can go and map with my ID input. Okay, I got this output result. So I know one order. So I will select these two, map it. Individual elements are mapping. Okay. Okay. So everything is mapped. Whatever I don't want output, right? I can draw. I don't want this input to drop. Save it. Okay, I can drop this also. Okay, this is my order. Okay, so this one I don't want. I can drop. Now if I say yes, this one, how can I do it? Slash here
ID.
ID. So I can give 2. I got the order. See, single element. Previous one is an array list. No, but this one is a single element.
Only ID.
Okay, so I got my order. Now, so that means you created a 2 methods now. So one is
Get all orders.
get all orders. Here
Get
I
order ID.
yes, and I need to give the header also. We need to change it because I'm accepting. I don't want a JSON message. This HTML message. I want in JSON.
JSON.
Yeah, and application / JSON. So I got in JSON format. Okay. So but let's say if I wanted in XML format, I will change it XML.
XML.
Okay. Let me see. I will get XML or not. Okay. We not implemented XML. Okay. This one I will explain. It should work. Okay. This one working means something issue is there.
Paste.
No. So I will explain. I need to check this one why it's not working. Okay, it should work. Okay, something configuration need to be changed. Okay, so but yeah, so JSON, yeah, I got this one. This is an array. Okay, this one is single JSON. It should actually work. Basically, like, if I change it, right, it should work, but it's not working here. We'll see. Okay, so we got it right. So how it works so far? Okay, get order. So let's say add orders. We'll go with the add orders post method. Okay, so I added my order input is like this JSON message. So let's say this is order. So I will go with the input. Okay, here now I will create order here, adapter service, create order. Selecting this one, insert order. It's basically insert. Okay, so I'm selecting this test to our service, test order services. Okay, I will go insert. I wanted to insert all. Okay, I got it. This one, save it. So it will work, and the result is, I can say result. Okay. Now I'll go to add orders, create order. I'm just mapping as is directly, so that I have an input, this one order. Okay, so add
If we
orders.
insert, if we run that only, we can insert values, I guess.
So, sorry, Anusha, what you're saying?
Insert, we can take cell, we should not take select. Yeah.
No, insert we can take. So this is a create, right? Create is nothing but insert.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it will not work automatically, right? So I'm going add order. So there I'm drag and drop create order. Okay. Now, oh yeah, my order is there input. Okay. So this ID I'm mapping here. So it should work. I never tested, but let's see. First time I'm doing in web methods also services, but it will work. What is happening? Okay. Okay. So once it is created, okay, I want my output also, right? I wanted output is order. This one is my order. I wanted the same data I wanted in output. Okay. So if it is inserted, I need to check. I can check this one. Okay. Like check is nothing but a result is equal to 1. Then send the data. Otherwise something error. So I can do a branch operation also here. Drag and drop branch. I can check this result value is positive or not. Okay. Are you getting? If it is inserted or not, how do we know that? Okay. So I can write some kind of if else logic that I can do. But let me do here just a map first. So whatever input is there, I will map it to my output directly for now. Okay. If once it is created. Now let's see. This is already there, right? So I will go to add my post method. So same URL I need. Okay, I'm pasting here, but this is post method. Okay, body. I'll say this one is JSON message. Okay, here I will paste it. My text message. So this one we created order JSON, right? Then copy paste this one here, but I will change the value to 1, 2, 3. Whatever is there, we'll keep it as it is. But this time, what I need to do is just organizing header. One is authorization. I need to select as basic or because it's required. We're calling this integration server. So I need header. This one authorization here. Response we need, right? This response is I wanted JSON application / JSON. I want this one. Accept is response content. I'm setting JSON content. So input as a JSON. So content type is required for input, but format I'm sending. This is my JSON. Let me see what happened. Could not send post method in counter error. So I will go to the my logs, server logs. Let's see what is the server is disabled, shut down. Basically, it's connected or not. Why it's throwing here? Stopping actually. That's why. Let me start again. So far, any questions? REST service development is easy, right?
Sir.
We know everything. Just only right click and do. But concepts we need to know. You have to remember all the concepts. Okay. But yeah, let's go with that. So one question may come is how do you access REST service? So this is HTTP IP host REST 2. REST 2 is mandatory in web methods.
Rest V2.
Yeah, REST v2. Okay, so they can give like rest/order rest underscore v2. That kind of a question may come.
We have to choose only rest V2.
Yes, REST v2. Okay, yeah. So once it's started, let's see. And there is one more slide. I will go through it. So this one is done. This one is REST configuring resource template. This URL template we know. Now what is talking about, right? This ID. So that we will say mapped. So if you see this one, we'll talk about this one later once it is started. Okay, server is started. Let us see. Connected. Yes. We started it. Now I will go here. Try. So output is null. Whatever input is not received, I guess. It's not received, not inserted. I know something input is not matched. What is saying is blah 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 blah. So much error. Error map. Startup service.
And when we insert it, once
Yeah, insert, right?
run it.
Okay, so yeah, we can test it. See, Anusha, there is no, it's not mandatory. Okay, let me means I got it what we are asking. So we are not done this one create one, right? Run as we have not done. Okay, it is not mandatory. If I am confident, like no, this will insert. Okay, so this code is good, right? So table is there. Okay, insert columns are there. Okay, there is no need to test, like nothing is there, right? With experiences, oh, this is very simple, it works definitely. Okay, so in that case, no need to test also. Okay, but ideally you is doing the development as a developer, you have to test this one is working or not.
Yes, sir, that's why I was.
Yeah, so as a developer you can do. Okay, but since I got some experience, I thought like no, whatever coded this one, it works, then there is no need. Okay, so purposely I have not shown you testing because it's not mandatory thing. Okay, yeah. So what is happened is, so request whatever is sent, okay, to this service, add order. Okay, so here what is happening, the create order is there. So this order, whatever the incoming is received, it's not matching. So let me put a debug log. Okay, so on the first line, I'll move this one. Oops. Okay, here. Okay, here, right? So I wanted this this is a document. Document I cannot map it here. Okay, document to I wanted to print like a JSON. Okay, so how can I do? Document to JSON. So you know pub.json, document to JSON string. Okay, you got right why I'm doing this one. Okay, so first I'm converting document to JSON just to see like now if it works or not. So map document, I will get a JSON message output. Okay, that JSON message I'm going to use and log my message just to see like no, it's working or not. Okay, I did my logs. Now I will send the request. Error. So missing parameter document JSON. Okay, so document JSON message. So document I mapped JSON message is there because it's not matching. I think that's the reason. Okay, let me go to first get method. This one I will take this JSON message. I'm going here. The post, I think that's a problem. So here I will use this one. It's my JSON message and small order. Here, there we given order small. So let's send this one. I got the response. Are you getting? So let me. Oh, this one is I use the same data. So again, let's go and see database if it is third record is inserted or not. See data. So it's inserted. Okay. Now let me change this. The structure previously what happened now, why it is throwing the error, because this input, right? So if you see this one is order and id, this structure is expecting, okay, small order. So previously the order which I was sending is only these values. Exact structure is not matching. That's why it is not mapped to the document. Are you getting? Are you getting or not?
Once and repeat that, sir.
Okay. Previously, what I did is, this is not my structure. What I did is structure like this. Okay. The structure which I used is this one. This structure I used. Message as an input. Here.
Okay.
So like this I've used. So what is expected is, so this is a node, order, document, and then fields are needed. And it's a small letter. Okay. But I used, there is no order kind of thing. So this is a structure it is expecting. Okay. So I copy pasted. Yeah. So order is required and the values are there. Okay. Basically, if I go here, whatever I added, order, it. So the structure should match. Are you getting or not?
Okay.
Okay. I know a little bit confusion, but when you practice one more time, you guys, now at that time you'll get an issue. Okay. I will explain you again at that time when you develop. Okay. Then it works.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm inserting like 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is my order ID. Okay. I inserted that order ID. I go to the database, see if it is inserted or not. See, it's inserted. Okay. Create, we did. Delete, delete we can do. Okay. And update. So delete is very easy. Now if I click delete, I know this ID is coming as an input. How that ID should match with this delete ID, here ID.
Yes.
Correct? Yeah. So here in the service, I can create a adapter service saying that delete. I can do delete. Okay, adapter service. Okay, delete order. Okay, click, select, next, select. So delete SQL, finish. So this one, adapter services. So I can go quick, fast, and I will select order, click OK. So it's a delete only. I need one. So if I give ID 1, okay, it will delete. So I don't want to test this one, okay, because it will work. It's a simple adapter service only. We know like many times we did. Okay, so I will go here, delete orders, my service. Okay, so I received a request, delete order, drag and drop here. Okay, and in the message input we have ID. I got in the pipeline. So this is adapter service, delete order. So expecting ID. So I'm mapping this ID to here. Okay, it will delete. So once it is deleted, okay, so deleted will give you only ID. Okay, but before delete, I want output also, right? I want all the data. Are you getting? I want whatever the data is there in the database, I want here in the order. Here. But if I'm deleting, I will not get the data, right?
Yes.
Before delete, what I will do now, read. I will do get all. So this is a logic. This way we are implementing the logic. Okay. I will read the data first. Okay. And then delete it. So this get it will reading, right? So my input, I will give this ID to here. So I will get the result. Get order by ID, result will be there. Correct? So deleted. Now this is deleted. Now I wanted to output, right? So I will take a map here. This is just logic we are building. Okay. First get the data from the database, then delete it, and then you have a get order by ID. Input is already there, right? That data you will map it to your output. This is my order output. Are you getting? Are you getting what I am doing or
Yes,
not?
sir.
So it's just a logic we building now. So here also let me do something. So all this one mapping. Yeah. Okay. So delete logic is, adapter service. This delete, adapter services is straightforward, right? So you'll select the table, uh, delete. You'll go to where class. You
Plus,
selected ID. Based on the ID, it will delete. Correct?
yes.
Okay. This one is clear. Okay. Now suppose let's I will go to our requirement. The way like we wrote it, I want delete. So delete, I will get an ID. Okay. So I will delete from the database, but in the response, what I'm expecting, I need the details. I want before deleting whatever the data is there in the database, I want in the response also. Okay. So how can I get the data in my delete by order?
Get another by
Yeah, first, you need that one, right? You have to read the data. Otherwise, directly if you delete it, data is there from the database. That delete output, you will not get the actual data, right? You will not get the data which is there in the database. Correct? So that's why I first call the get order by ID so that I have the data which is there in the database. Okay. And then I'm going to delete it, that record. So I have the details. The details I will map in the response. So that I should get this data as my output. Are you getting or not?
yes, sir.
Okay. So you have to build this logic like this. Okay. But sometimes, if the data is not there, data itself is not there, what is the point in executing delete? Is there any use? No, right?
No, sir.
So what I need to do, I can use a branch, check the condition. I can do like this. I can do like, so that is actually in projects. We'll think about like, why should I delete it? Okay. So I will write like this. Database operation is costly, right? So even the data is not there, then while go and delete, execute another command is a waste of time. Okay. Are you getting performance wise? So you are deleting the record, but you wrote like, get order by ID. You are trying to read the data first, and then previously you are deleting the data. Okay. Suppose let's say ID which is not there in the database. The record itself is not there, but someone is trying to delete record. Okay. So get order ID. Okay. If that record is not there, don't execute delete command. Okay. Simply output. So this logic, the way you will think in the project, actual projects, you have to think like that. Okay. We will not explain you all these logics things. Are you getting? In requirement, you have to think little bit extra. Your mind says, and then implement. As a developer, you have to think like that. Oh, if I delete get order, if someone is not 99% order ID will be there, so that we can delete it. But some requirement is like order is already deleted. Someone is again trying to delete again one more time. Okay. So get order details, I'm already executing. Okay. Then why should I execute delete order if order itself is not there? Okay. I can skip. So that's why I will go with a branch. Okay, so how can I do? So this order ID, this output is result, right? I can select this ID, let's say copy the path branch. How can I do? Here I will put it the label ID. Here this one will execute, right? So label I need to execute right here. What I need to, yeah. So this one here not equal to null. So ID is a not equal to null. So this one is if it is null, I don't want to execute. Correct? Otherwise, it should execute. Okay. So first statement, how can I do that? Not equal to null. I can write it like this. First time I'm doing this one, not equal to null. So that ID not equal to null, then execute. Otherwise, don't execute. Okay. So I wanted to write a debug statement also. Are you getting? So if I'm deleting, I say in the logs, delete it. But if I write a log here, I know in the branch, each statement will be executed one at a time, right? This condition, there should be condition for this one also. Correct? Are you getting? So this one is condition, this one is condition. In branch, each one is condition, right? Should be executed with a condition. But this is executed, this will not execute, right? If I put it. So what I need to do is I wanted delete should be executed. When delete is executed, I wanted to print a statement also. Okay, saying that deleted, record deleted. Okay, this should execute only when deleted. Are you getting? Okay, how can I do that? But I wanted both statements to be executed. So I will go with a sequence. Okay, I'll go and drop it here, sequence. Okay, all these statements I will put under one sequence. Are you getting? So what I am doing is logic here. I will remove this one. Okay, under sequence I will put it this one. Are you getting? So now these two execute only when ID is not null. Are you getting or not? This one.
Sir.
Yeah. So I need to test this one. Not equal to null will work or not. But let's see. Okay, this is done. So let me go delete, right? So I will use, this is my get order. I will copy. Okay, now I will go here, paste it here. Now this is delete. I'll use a delete. Now what I will do is I will go with one of the ID. So one ID is there. Okay, I'll use first one ID. Okay, let's see, execute. So forbidden. So I need to go change basic auth. Okay. I need output also, right? So output is accept application / so I didn't get anything. Okay, maybe it's deleted or not, I don't know. So first I will go to the logs, received ID for delete. So received this one. Okay, delete, but it's deleted or not, we don't know. Okay, something is, the second line statement is not executed. Okay, it's not deleted also. So that means this null activity is not executed. Okay, if it is null, okay. So what I will do is not null. How do you execute? Okay, what I will do is I will put one more statement. Logic will be written like this. Okay. Okay, here what I will this one label, I will put it as null. Okay, if it is null, then execute this one saying that no record exist. Okay, with ID. I want whatever the ID input ID is coming, right? I want something that ID. Okay, local variable I will select, but I will copy that value. So this ID I will copy. I'm just building my logic. Okay, this one is done. So this one I will put it a default one. So it should go and delete it. So this will go and delete the record and map it. And also this output also I wanted to map only if it is deleted, if the data is exist. Okay, I can put it this map also here. Okay, so that everything will be in the sequence. Are you getting? Okay, now let me go here. Okay, received, no record exists with ID 1. Why? No record exists with ID 1. So this get order, it is there. Any idea why it is not result? Get order by ID. Okay. It's always executing. I'm just trying with the result. Let us see what will happen. Yes, still it's not going went inside. Okay, received request for the deleted ID. So record deleted. So that means it went and executed this one. Record deleted. Recorded. This statement is executed, but having a map something issue. It is not mapped. Okay, this result is not mapped. Okay, because that is not mapped, the output is not received. That we will see. But first, is it deleted that record or not? First I will see. So that is record deleted. Okay, something issue with the this map. So this one is executed, this one is executed. This map is mapped output order, but the result, so the data is not coming here. Okay, something issue with the this get order by ID. So that output. So how can I do that? Now to check this one is working or not. Okay, so here let me go to my order. This order, what I will do now, I will copy this one, go here. So this logic we need to build everything. So this one is just test, going do everything, and I am testing that one. So here my pipeline output, I will paste it. Pipeline output is already there. Order get by ID, input is there, output is not showing. Why? So here we have created this order, still it is not there in my pipeline. Okay, that's okay. So I will go here, pipeline. Okay, log is there, order is there. So let me put it here, my paste here. This is order, but I am trying to do this, I'm just mapping.
Score is not mapped to the.
So that I will delete. So let us see what will happen if this is not working. So again I can change it. So this order is there, right? I will go and copy this one. Now instead of result, I will use this one here. No. Yeah. So this order copy here, my branch order pasting here. Okay. Now inside the branch, I will go here map. I will not map from here. Instead of mapping from here, I will map it from this order. Okay. Delete. Say it's too little bit not user friendly, like mapping part. I should select all and delete one time. Is it possible? No, it's not selecting also, allowing also. This is a little bit problem. Other so oh, delete. Okay, I will map it from here. I can do. Oh, here rain is coming, going something. Thunderstorm. Okay, let me map this one. Done. So map. Let me try this time. One more. So 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8. I will give here. 6, 7, 8. Deleted. I'm hoping deleted. Something mapping is issue. No record exists with ID because that mapping is a result. Problem is with the result.
Map individual result.
Yeah. So here, this is mapped. So it's a result. This result only need to map it here. Otherwise, it will not work. Okay. So if I save it here and then test, it will delete. I know the map output is not coming. That I need to see, but it is deleted. That we'll see mapping how to do that. Okay. So it is deleted. So how to map it? So I will check this one, but this is how we will build the logic. The I did it right. First, I will just select a little bit and then added more functionality. Sequencing. Why should I use sequencing? Branching. All this we will think and we will develop in the code. Okay. So now, is it clear like how to develop a REST service so far?
Yeah.
Okay. So not just this one. Once we develop this generally REST service, right? So in case of SOAP service, we have a WSDL, concrete WSDL, so that everyone knows like what is my input, what is my output. From the WSDL I can know, right? What is operations are there, input, output, location, address, everything is there. But when you develop a REST service, right? How others knows what is my document, like now what are my inputs. So here you have created get, delete, some methods. Okay, added all these things. How do we know like what are the operations you have implemented? What is my input? What is my output? Okay, so only thing is everyone will come to this what you call web methods. Then only service only then will come to know, right? Otherwise, you have to create an Excel sheet. You have to share that Excel sheet. Say, hey, I implemented these things. These are my URLs. These are input URLs. Okay, like we did. These are my input URLs. So everyone you have to share them. This is my method. This is my input method. This is method and returns this. This is all you have to create a document, Word document, and you have to share with the team, saying that hey, these are my inputs and outputs. So you can use it. This service. You can call this service like this. Okay. So that is earlier days, like olden days we used to do. Okay, of course nowadays also we'll make a document like that, but still there is new things are there. We call it as a swagger.
Yes, Swagger files.
Yeah, swagger files. SWAGGRS, swagger files. So swagger file is nothing but it's a document for REST services. Okay, it says like your input, output, operations which you are exposing, and each field you can write a description also. Okay, so it's lost. So now we will how to create a Swagger file. Okay, are you getting Swagger file? Everyone getting? I think Anusha have gone through it and she is able to remember. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of WSDL only. It's not as exactly as WSDL, but a kind of a wisdom kind of. Yeah.
We are giving input and output in Swagger.
Yeah, so a Swagger file, it says like what are the methods are there, just methods are there. What is, each resource name will be there. What is input? What is my output? Those things will be documented in the Swagger file. It's basically a document. It's basically a document which describes about your REST service. Okay. So earlier used to do manually, the way like I explained it. This one will create. Used to do all manually. We used to create an Excel sheet. In that Excel sheet, we used to specify. Okay, so that any consumers wants to consume, then they use this one. Okay, a document. But nowadays it's a Swagger file we used to create. It's automatically created. Okay, so that Swagger file we will share with the consumers. Okay, so now how to create that Swagger file? So I have my service, right? Same location, right click. So this one is API descriptor. REST API descriptor. So we create this API descriptor. So this one is API order API descriptor. Order API. Okay, click next. So there are two ways, in technologies are there. Like Swagger is there, Open API is also there. So this recently added. In the old version only we have Swagger, but now Open API is also there. So these both are documentation type basically. Okay, so if anyone asks what is difference between Swagger, what are the different documentations you can do for a REST service? So you can say Swagger and or Open API. Okay, maybe WEBMETHODS guys will not ask, but if you go with any other technologies, anyone, like in general, it's a general concept. Okay, so Swagger and Open API you say, but mostly we'll go with the Swagger only. So you should know a little bit about Swagger. Okay, let's say click. So we are creating for a provider. So the one we developed, it's a provider, right? Service we developed, we exposed. Okay, so create a REST API descriptor as Swagger document. We are going to create for the provider Swagger documentation. We're creating a Swagger documentation. Next. No, why it is coming this one? No. How to create new REST API descriptor. Okay, let's say API name Swagger file source. No, source, select the specification version of the source.
Resource will be there.
Resource, okay. Existing resource, yes, correct, you are correct. Yeah, we have to select existing resource because it's already developed. From the out of that, we are developing a Swagger file. Okay, so I'm selecting this. So title you can give. So here we are giving all the documentation document. So title is order API. I'm giving some name. Okay, you can write order API is for create the read, something you can write, update and delete. Version is 10. So this one is host name. I will give local host 55 where the location is there. Base path is this one. Okay, so we can copy this one. How it is useful, I will let you know. So but just copy this one. So these are not basically no need to copy, but I'm just telling just copy. Will be useful. So my input is like it can be accessible HTTP or HTTPS. So I'm selecting HTTP because we don't have a certificate now, but I can say consumer. Consumer is like action type. So whether you want JSON or XML, so you can select XML JSON if you wanted to support both. Okay. Producer is both. So consumer is nothing but accept type. Producer is content type. Are you getting? There are two I mentioned it. I think you remember. Starting I mentioned like content type and accept type. So you have to specify content type and accept type. Somewhere yeah. So this one is for a producer consumer response. Okay. This one is producer receiver. Producer how it is receiving. So whether it's a receiving JSON or XML like that. Okay. So I selected these two. Okay. Then I'm going next. So what is my service? So I'm going to REST services. This is my order service we just created. So this one I will select finish. It creates API documentation. Okay. So it gives you all this information you have, general information you have given. So this is my REST resource. So it's giving the documentation. Okay. Resource definition, all this definitions is given. Security, Swagger. This is actually Swagger file. Okay. So let me try this one. I'm able to access from you this one browser or not. I never tried. Okay. But let's see, this is the one which just copied, right? So base path. I will try to whether I will able to access this or not. Just to see. Okay. Administrator. Okay. And then /swagger dot html. Let me see if this one. Okay. It should work, but let me see. Name is there. Okay, general we have done. Name. This is API. Base path is there. Order API. So what I'm trying to do is this, whatever is there, right? This one, we should get it in browser. So if I get it in browser, I can test also. That is what my was thinking. Okay. So I'll check that one, how to access. But it says, so this is my I'm describing about my REST API. So this is the order. It contains like a get method and post method. Okay. And this is order ID. We have get method for order ID. Delete is there. Batch is there. Put is there. Okay. So all these are my APIs. Details about my REST API. If you see this one here clearly given, so this one is kind of a UI type. But if I go to the Swagger documentation saying that description is this one, order ID, so host is this one, my API is deployed here. Okay, so it consumer is content type, producer is this one. So these are path. So parameter is like array type. So 200 401 automatically create. 200 is like your response. Okay, and access denied is 401. Like that, this document, this file will generally share with the consumer. Okay, so there is no need for us to share this kind of a what you call document. Yeah. Okay, earlier used to do all these things. Now we generally save this share this Swagger file, so they can understand what is my input, what is my output, everything they can understand. You got it? How to create a Swagger file.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is a web service you can develop. So this is one REST web service. This is one way. Okay. The way what we did is right click. Okay. We created REST resource.
Yes, resource.
So the other option is if you have a Swagger file, from there also you can directly create a REST API. Okay. So why it is not coming? Okay, that's okay. So I will from the REST API. Suppose let's say I have Swagger file, right? From this one also I can create a for if someone is given this one, so manually created and given. Okay, so from Swagger file also we can develop our REST service. Okay, so I will, sorry.
It's only
Yes,
copy paste in body.
yeah, I'm just doing that one. This one is order underscore Swagger. Let's say .txt. Okay, I just save. From this one, let's say I'm going to create another folder. Let's say folder just testing. This also I never tested because it's not required in many times. But we need to know like concepts, like if I have a Swagger, from Swagger also I can develop a REST service. So basically, this one actually I was looking for this UI. Are you getting? So this, if I UI, this one is I should get it in the browser. I will come back this one test, but generally in the browser you will get it like this. You can test also. If I wanted to try out, okay, execute. I'll get my all orders. Yes, click OK. So it will give you, see, all the orders in the database is giving. Are you getting? So instead of using Postman, from the Swagger itself, you can test also. So this one actually I should get in my browser. You should get in browser. This is what I was trying. It's not working, but I will come back how to get the in the browser. Okay, but see, Swagger is like one is a documentation. Correct? Document. It's a kind of a document. You are saying like what is your input, what is output, about your REST service. What are the methods available? That is what you are saying. Okay. So earlier I told you like we are used to share this document, this kind of a document to consumer. Nowadays we are not sharing this document. What we are doing is we are sharing the URL only, this kind of URL. So that URL, how it displays is whatever we did a document we created it when we designed here, we given whatever that details, right? So this browser, in the browser it will be shown like this. Okay. Consumers means like who are developers, consumer application developers. They, before they develop their code, they wanted to see how our REST service is working. Are you getting? Before developing, let's say a .NET guy is there, he's developing a consuming application. So this one, so this consuming application .NET guy is developing. We develop this REST APIs, order APIs we develop. Okay, so before this guy, development takes time. So what he do is he need a Swagger file from us. So we provide a Swagger URL, so that this kind of a URL, the one I shown you. So he can go and test like this. It's a try. Are you getting? So what he's doing is try only. He click here. Okay, cancel. He tried out. You will see like what is input, what is output. So he will first go through. Oh, this is response. URL of the request is this one. Okay. If he say try out, okay, then execute. So he got this output. Oh, this is he can go and see. Okay, this is a structure you are sending, response and order. This is your output. So he can develop his output like that. Are you getting? So if suppose let's say a post you wanted to try out. Okay, So this is the input expecting. Okay, we'll send it this input. So it's something like 1 2, let's say 1 2. Order is like something, I will keep it. Order date is something like 2022 0101, something like that. As a consumer, I'm a .NET developer. Okay, assuming this I'm a .NET developer. So I want to test your service, how response will be there. Request is there, how the response is there. So I can go to this Swagger, I can do testing, okay, and just execute. Okay, so okay, once I posted, I'm going to get like 200 code. Okay, good, and I'm getting this response. So okay, so this is what I will think like, oh, your service is written in this data, so I can go and implement my consumer application accordingly. Are you getting? So I will start development of my .NET application. That is how it is useful, Swagger. Are you getting? Okay, so little bit you need to study. Okay, Swagger in Google, search it. What is Swagger? Okay, how can you use it? Okay, similarly you can do all these things, testing. You got it right? What I'm talking, or any questions on the Swagger file? No? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Same.
Okay. So in the document, what is in training, what it says is there are two ways to create a REST service. Okay. One is the way like we did manually, I can say. So right click and REST resource.
Test resource.
Okay. The other way option is REST API
The
descriptor.
API descriptor.
Okay, from there also you can create. Okay, right click, I'm going with here REST API descriptor. Okay, click next. Swagger file. No, not here. So same again, I will go here REST resource API only, but this time I will say document
Document text.
no, I think correct, that's the way we to do REST API
REST
descriptor only,
API descriptor.
and Swagger file I'm taking
Swagger.
and Swagger document.
Swagger document.
We have a document is there.
No.
I'm creating a provider. It's a file. This one is no, not this one.
No, sir. We will take
Okay.
existing. No, sir.
This one is, yeah, that one I didn't save it as .json. Let me save as
.js.
see. It created all the services. This is my service. Wait, let me close this one. It
We
created.
have Swagger only, we can create an Excel document directly.
Yeah. So if you have a Swagger, someone is created and shared with you. Okay.
We can take that.
Yeah, we can create services. There is no need for us to create manually. Okay.
We can change modifications.
Yeah, we can do modification in any modification, like the same, like get order ID is get. Now you write your implementation logic here, the way we did it, right? So get you will call the adapter service to
Yes,
get
when
that.
when we take that file, that logics are not coming.
Yeah, logic will not come. So logic, it will not come. It's only it says what is my input, what is on my output. I told you right in the beginning itself. Swagger is, yeah, it gives you methods. What are the methods are there? Okay, it gives you input and outputs, but it will not explain how you implemented. Okay, the logic will not explain. Even in case of WSDL, Wisdom, where we are using girls for soap, right? There also, it will not explain how you are implemented. how your logic is implemented. It gives you only inputs and outputs. Basically, it gives you the contract here. What is my input? Okay, what is my output? What are the methods exposed? That's it. How you are implemented? You are implementing database, or you are calling Salesforce application, or you are calling some other application. That will not be explained in the Swagger or WST. Okay, it explains only what are the methods exposed, what is my input, what is my output. That's it. Where the API is available, whether it's in the local host or it's some IP address, that information only will be there in the Swagger. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that is what he was explaining all. Now, takeaway is like, every REST API you should have when you are accessing REST v2, it should be there. In old, it should be different one, but don't go with the legacy or whatever he talks. Only thing you remember v2 here, and how to develop the REST services you should know. What is Swagger? Okay, go through the Swagger. What is Swagger in Google or someone, even if you search in YouTube, you can find. Clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will stop it here. Swagger. Tomorrow